Hey up troops, A Littleton here again, and as you've probably just guessed, this time we're going to be talking about Thermite. Thermite is by far my favourite operator in the game. He's the first operator that I mained. I think he brings something to every single stack, and he should be used all the time, although I am aware that Ace is arguably now a better hard breach if I don't tell anyone I said that. So we're going to run through a load of different places on different maps where Thermite is good on his own. You don't need a Thatcher, you don't need an EMP, you don't need a Chalet. It's helpful if you do, don't get me wrong, but if you're solo queuing and your team aren't helpful in that sense, Thermite can still do a lot on his own. You can put Thermite charges around a corner to open a wall, you can put Thermite charges on floors to open certain lines of sight and ways to get batteries off the wall so you can then just open the walls normal. There's a ton of things he can do on his own. I think that's probably enough waffling. Let's just get stuck into it. So let's get started on Oregon then. A lot of people know the Thermite trick in small tower to open the small tower to dining room wall, which we'll talk about in a second. However, there's another one on this site that not everybody knows, and we're going to start with that one as it's a bit lesser known. So, did you know you can open this wall from above? This is the back kitchen wall that leads to green corridor. This out here leads to meeting room. It's this wall here. And if we ping the wall, you'll see it's just outside attic door. You can't place your Thermite charge here or here. It has to be placed on the wood here. And this, I'm going to run down so we can watch it, is going to open that wall that goes behind. This is such an easy plant, by the way. Once you've opened this wall, off it goes above. Bang. That's completely opened that wall. We can now vault over this, but not only can we vault over it, look how nice it is to... Oh, hang on. Can we vault over it? There we go. It's nice and easy to plant in behind the box as well. You can't really get it any closer to here because of where you have to mount it on the soft floor. But if you can vault over, you've got to, like, vault on. You see it's a bit higher here than it is here. So you've just got to get the vault line up right. Obviously, you don't want to just be vaulting over this side and then having to run over. But it's a really, really useful way of opening that wall. Not everyone knows you can do that. Now, the other one that everyone knows is over in small tower, which opens the kitchen wall, dining room wall, this one here. A lot of people know this one already, but we're still going to show it because you know what? Not everyone knows it. So all you've got to do, and this is probably the easiest one to do out of this whole video, when everyone's defending kitchen and dining, which, by the way, you really should learn. If you win upstairs and downstairs on Oregon, you really should learn how to play kitchen, you should learn how to play kitchen and meeting room and not play kitchen dining because this site is so easy to attack. It's really difficult to defend. But all you've got to do is come upstairs. You see the wall here. You want to be placing that Thermite charge as close as you can to this wall. I sometimes put it this side, sometimes put it this side. I never make my mind up really with which side you want to put it. It doesn't really make a great deal of difference. Let's go this side. It can be tricky to place it that side as you just saw because of the ladders. But if you place it this side, see what happens. Boom. Goodbye, wall. Again, you've got to look for the lowest part to vault over it, but you can vault over it. We can get them planting here. The best place to plant in this room, by the way, is over in this corner if you can get there. Planting here doesn't give you any protection. Your head sticks over the sofa. The best place to plant if you can get there is here. If you're playing Thermite, you can smoke this door. You can try and plant tucked in the corner here, and then it's really easy to hold from up on the stairs here. If you're in that corner, it's just a really easy place to hold the plant from. But obviously, once this wall's open, you can hold long angles through here. You can hold the showers. Obviously, then you can come up here if you need to. It's just a really difficult place to defend. I don't recommend playing this site. But there's, on that site, two really useful ways of opening walls if bandits involved. Now, there is one more on Oregon, and we'll go upstairs to show it. So we're upstairs on Oregon now, and we're going to be going towards the closet door. Probably should have got that barricade down before I started recording, but oh no, bandits has put bandit charges on the master bedroom, walk-in closet, wall. Don't know why it took me like 4 seconds to say wall there. Now, normally we'd have an Ash charge, or we'd have a Zephyr impact, or we'd have a nade below. However, let's just say you're solo queuing and those things are not happening. You can open this wall. It's a little bit risky, but you can do. And there's a lot of other walls in the game as well where you've got a soft wall in front of the wall that you're trying to open. You can put your first Thermite charge on the floor. Don't put it too close to the wall. If you put it like right up close, it'll get destroyed by the electricity. So don't put it too close. But put it close enough that once you've placed it, it's going to do some damage. Now, bear in mind, once this opens... Well, I'll tell you what. Let's look at it first. Let's watch what happens. Once it opens, it will open a bottom chunk of the wall. So obviously you can now destroy the bandits. However, you've now got your feet on show. And we can hear that radio. Please let me be able to get an angle. Oh, I can't get an angle on the radio, lads. Bandit, shoot the radio. Bear with me. Let me just get me the other computer. Thanks, Bandit. That now is obviously fairly risky. However, you can also hold an angle back as well. But bear in mind, if the enemy is further away from the breach, which they will be because you're going to be stuck in closet. If an enemy's here, look at what they can see stood up. Whereas you would have to go prone. So they are 100% going to win that fight. However, what you'd do is you'd get this far and then you'd smoke it out. Make sure your smoke doesn't fall down the gap of the floor. But you'd smoke the breach, throw it through the other. Pretend this is a smoke. Oh, it is a smoke. I thought it was a flashbang. You'd smoke the breach like that. And then you could safely cross. Get the thermite charge on the other side. Get back to safety. Get it open. Get your drone out. And then start having a look at what you've got to deal with. It's just a really useful way. It is dangerous at times because if you haven't got smokes or if someone is holding this, it can be tricky to get there. But just a useful thing to know that if the soft floor is this side of the breach, you can open the bottom of it first. So continuing the theme of using the floor from Oregon, we're going to go on to Chalet now, and it's exactly the same. You can do exactly the same thing here. You want to blow open the bottom of the wall. You'll be able to see the bandit batteries. And then now, again, smoke. Don't forget with this site, you've got a little bit more of an advantage. It's a little bit safer because of the half wall. You've got the half wall. You know, if someone's playing here, they aren't going to see your feet from half wall, so it's just a little bit safer. But again, definitely try and use your smokes to try and hide where you... Oh, Andrew. Use your smokes, not like I did the first time. Pop in. Get your charge on the wall. Bear in mind, you could also put your charge here. It's just you don't... If you're smoked and you think it's safe, you could do it. Obviously, you've got to make sure there's no warden. Ideally, you want to be opening this side of the wall, so when you go into half wall, you don't have to cross. But if it's safer to put it here and your ankles aren't in danger, then just put it there. And now you're like a lone survivor. Thermite. Bear in mind, I didn't get onto that, but I was going to, I promise. Bear in mind, if you put it on this far right-hand side, it's going to open this side of the wall as well, which is something that we'll learn when we play Theme Park in a second. But again, you've got to get across to here, so ideally you want to be opening this side, but you don't really... What you would probably do, actually thinking about it, is when it comes to actually putting the first thermite charge down to open the bottom of the wall, you should probably put that this side, and then it'll open the bottom of the wall, and this side of the wall will then remain solid, you know what I mean? So... First thermite charge goes on the left-hand side, which will then leave this free to put the full thermite charge on you. You know what I mean? I think that's probably the best way of doing it. But again, you can open it without anyone else's help. Cheers, Bandit. Seeing as we've mentioned Theme Park, then let's do Theme Park next. We're up here in Bunk, and we want to try and get into Initiation, but we can't because this wall is electrified. However, you can put the thermite charge on this wall, but don't put it this side because you risk putting it too close and getting destroyed by the electricity. Instead, come round into break. Place the thermite charge as close as you can to that wall. I think this is quite well known now, but again, I'm doing these because not everyone knows this, but there is something that's worth knowing about this as well, which I'll show you a clip of in a second. Once we open the wall that side, boom, it'll also open the wall this side. Now, you can destroy the bandits. Thank you, bandit. I'm not going to shoot you yet, though. Now, bear in mind, where we're stood here, the same thing will happen the opposite way around. So let's just say you're attacking bunks and daycare. And let's just say this wall is not reinforced. As thermite, if you put your thermite charge as close to the edge of this wall as you can, the same effect will happen here. And what you can do is drone out break room before you open the wall and see what's going on in there. And then what you can do is open the wall, put the thermite charge right on the edge of this wall, so it does this again. And as soon as the thermite charge... And what I tend to do as well is just smoke the breach as the thermite charge is going off. As soon as the thermite charge blows, run straight to the left and start pushing. Don't take the diffuser with you, obviously. But I've got a clip of me doing this and getting, I think, a 4K. I'll remember to put it at the end of this clip when I'm editing the video. And you can see that it does actually work. And that was in a diamond lobby, I think. I mean, it wasn't recently. It was probably like 6 months ago or something, maybe. Probably even longer than that. I can't remember. But it definitely does work. You just got to make sure you drone it first and then smoke it. And as soon as in the smoke, just come straight through. Probably going to be someone in break room. But as you see in my clip, I think I killed someone here. And then there's always a rotate here. So I killed someone there and then I went through the rotate. Just to make sure you don't take the diffuser with you. But it's a really, really good way of just pushing quickly. Because no one expects you to go from here to here that quickly. No one thinks it's going to happen. It works a lot of the time, so just make sure you use it, and good luck.
This is going to open. Don't stand near me. Get in the fucking mud!
So there's a couple of things to show you on Clubhouse. I'm going to show you the hatch trick first of all, although this isn't obviously exclusive to Clubhouse. When you're trying to open a hatch that's reinforced and electrified, much like we did with the bottom of the floor when the wall was reinforced, you can open the hatch as well. Again, when you're putting the thermite charge down, you've got to be really, really careful not to put it too close to the hatch. If you put it there, it's going to get destroyed as soon as you let go of it. So just make sure you give it a little bit of room. I don't know the exact distance. I just know that it needs to be close enough to make it blow up, but not too far away. Sorry, not too close that it gets electrified, but not too far away that it doesn't open the hatch. But obviously be careful with it being soft floor. You're going to get your ankles blown off by a C4, or potentially worse if you're not careful. So just set that off. As you can see, it opens a reinforced hatch. That isn't exclusive to Clubhouse. Any reinforced hatch that's next to a soft floor where you can place a thermite charge will also open that hatch. The other one that I want to show you is outside. This has been around for ages. This is... Come on, there we go. This is opening the single wall into construction. Now, thermites will often put the charge here, or they'll put the charge here, or they'll put the charge anywhere but here. Make sure you put it on the far right-hand side as close as you can. This will have a very similar effect to... let me throw a drone over the other side, actually, and I can show you in better detail. This has a very similar effect to what we've spoken about on Theme Park. So when you put it on the far right-hand side of the wall, not only are you going to open that single construction wall, you're also going to open a part of the wall to logistics cade's hiding for some reason. Even if this is reinforced, it'll still open it. So away we go. On the far right-hand side... And that will still open a pathway to logistics. Even if this is reinforced from here to here. I mean, you'll quite often see somebody reinforce this and play a mirror here. Although the mirror's probably on this side of the wall most of the time. But if you open that there, you could even get the guy who's playing the back of the mirror, depending how far away from the back of the mirror they're playing. It just gives you a quick way into logistics from outside, which is pretty useful. All we seem to have spoken about so far is how to get past bandits and cades. Well, there's also a way to get past mute with thermite as well. Now, if you could, there's not many of these breaches. There are a couple. There's one on Emerald Plains as well as here, but there's a few around the different maps where you can rappel at the breach. So mute's jammer only actually covers an area of that side. It starts about here and goes down like this in an arc. So what you can do is you can rappel, of course. And you can put the charge higher up. And you'll notice that it's not jammed because it'd be flashing blue if it was jammed. I just take... What is thermite? I've never seen that animation before. Let me just put this on again and take that off. I've never seen that animation. See, you normally see him grab either side. Wait, what was... I'm going to do that again. Bear with me. I've never seen thermite take a charge off like that. Completely different animation. Never seen that before. Anyway, my point is, because the mute jammer goes like this, you can put it high up. But on pretty much every wall, unless the mute has put his jammer perfectly centered, butted right up against the wall, and even then it's still difficult to do. You can get the mute jammer, place it as high up as you can, and look to one side. And as long as the thermite charge, the middle of the thermite charge, is over the mute jammer arc, which this is obviously because it's not muted, it'll still go off. Now, obviously we know what it's going to look like opening the side of the wall, but what I want to show you is, if we do place it vertically, don't worry, because the whole of the wall will still be opened. It's not going to be a vaultable hole, it'll still be the whole wall that opens. And we can just run in and find the mute. I'm actually playing the mute, and I don't know where I ran to. Oh, I ran there. I was actually just controlling the mute and completely forgot where I ran to. Hey, of course, when you get inside, don't forget to... Radio! I hate those things. So, yeah, there you go. You can place it up high if you can rappel, which is the easier way, or you can place it on the top right or the top left of the wall to counter the mute jammer. We're on to Coastline now, and there's two tricks I can show you on this map. One is similar to the theme park trick and the clubhouse trick by opening this side of the wall. I'm going to sneeze. Hang on. Excuse me. Excuse me. There's a third on the way. No, there's not. It's gone. Right, so I'm not cutting that out. That can stay in the video. I've got hay fever. We'll allow it. Right, I just said allow it. I'm 34. That's outrageous. So if you ever want to open this side of the wall, again, no secrets what's going to happen here. Same as theme park. You can use the wall again this side. Now the beauty of this wall being open here is this is the safest plant spot here. So not only can you open the wall pretty much for free, regardless of if it's reinforced or not, this is the safest plant spot right here. I mean, a lot of teams will usually play a rotate here, and then we'll try and defend VIP. So your goal is then to take VIP, and you don't really need to worry about opening the wall, because there'll be a rotate there. But in case there isn't a rotate there, just come into the hallway here and open there. Now, there is another one on Coastline, which is really, really useful, and I don't think I ever see people do this. I've left the drone downstairs. This triple wall can be opened from above. You can either open this side if you thermite the hatch, or you can open this side if you thermite the side of the bed. So if you thermite the hatch, you open a little section of the wall here, which you can vault through. Or if you go the other side of the bed and put your thermite charge on the floor, right next to the corner of the bed, we'll go downstairs. You can see how much of that wall is now open. Yes, it's vaultable like all the others. But it means now if you're upstairs, you've got a teammate down here. Look at the long angles you can hold through barrels up on the steps here. You can hold anyone coming through a rotate. Just got to be careful no one's tucked in behind on these corners. But yes, you can get in, and you can get into a sweet little plant spot here to plant if you want to. Make sure there's no bandit there. If you don't open this side, if you open the hatch, you'll make a hole that's around this size. It still comes down to the same height, but it's only this section here. It doesn't expand over here. This is solid floor this side. So it doesn't expand from the hatch across. So yeah, it depends what you want. If you want the hatch on the wall, go for this. If you want just the wall, obviously just go for that side. Really useful thing to know though. And finally, I bring you to a map that I actually really enjoy, but nobody else seems to. It's Kanal. And the wall we're going to get open here is in Trench. This wall here, even when it's reinforced and electrified, it's called Pipes Wall. What you want to do is come in through the front door. Don't get C4 because all of this is soft floor. You want to look at this filing cabinet, and you want to go a bit to the right. About there. We'll go downstairs and look what it does. Now, I just don't see anyone do this. I see sometimes people will play ace, and they'll come here and throw an ace Salma at the wall there, but generally there's a defender playing bathroom, and they can just shoot the Salma off the wall, so it's a little bit of a risky move, but play thermite, go above, pop. Now that wall's open. We can vault over it as normal. We've got a good way into... Oh, hello, bandit. And we've got a good way into sight. It's just a really good way of... Even if you don't want to go into sight here, it opens the vertical. But even if you don't want to enter the site there, it stops people playing in pipes because they're not safe anymore. Pipes is generally place someone like an Echo or a Maestro is going to go because they're worried about where they're going to be in sight. Even once you've got that wall open, now it gives you a good line of sight all the way through to the pipe store. And of course, it works both ways as well. If anyone's coming out the bathroom door, you can see towards that direction as well. Don't forget, if the hatch... I haven't reinforced the hatch, but let's pretend I had. Even if it was reinforced and electrified by Cade, again, much like we talked about on Clubhouse, it's a soft floor. It's a soft floor, so the hatch will open. And it's exactly the same in here as well. It's a soft floor next to the hatch. Don't forget to shoot the radio. It's a soft floor next to the hatch, so you can open it there as well. But I just think I think more people should do this with pipes. It's just a really good way of getting people out of an anchor spot. And if you're a defender, and if you're playing a common spot for a defender to play is behind, move these bags is like here behind the bomb, holding this angle, holding here into trench. Now you've got to worry about someone coming through that door as well, and you can't just, I don't know, it's just a bit of a nightmare. You're worrying about above, you're worrying about that door. Even if you don't plan to go inside there, it's just a really good thing to do to give the attackers something else to worry about. I think I should see it more. So there we have it, a video on my boy Thermite / Fragmite. I still think he's a great operator, even though Ace is arguably a more versatile breacher, and even though Ace arguably has a better gun, even though I hate saying that because the 5.56 is one of my favourite weapons in Siege as well. Fingers crossed this will help people play Thermite just a little bit better. If you've watched this video 10 times, if you've watched this video for 10 seconds or 10 minutes, thank you. I say it every time, and today is no different. This channel's nothing without you. Yes, you looking at this video right now. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. But other than that, I'll catch you next time. Cheers.